Hey there, it's Brendan Stoneman with Remax Kelowna. It's May 2019. The weather's warming up, summer's around the corner, everyone's in a good mood, and we've got the April stats for the Central Okanagan. So how's the market doing? We're fully into spring market. It's actually been really busy, and I find the springtime is that time of year where you can get a pretty accurate read on how the market is actually doing, because we're past winter, we're not making adjustments for bad weather or additional snowfall, those sorts of things. That's all behind us now, and so we can really kind of judge the market for what it is, and it's been quite steady. Prices are holding strong in all the property categories, which I'll get into in a little more detail in a second here, but we've got some pretty healthy balanced market conditions across the board. So overall, our sales were down 12% over last April, keeping in mind, 2016, 17, 18, those were really busy years. But that gap is kind of narrowing a little bit now, we're seeing, where, previous months our sales were off 20% over the previous, the same month in the previous year, where now it's only 12. So it is improving a bit. Our number of listings on the market right now, that is up 26%, and again, there's just more inventory to choose from. It was really low the last couple years, but that has kind of balanced out as well. So now we're seeing fairly even market conditions across the board. So let's talk about condos real quick. So there were 100 condo sales last month, which is up from the previous month. We have 618 active condo listings on the market. And so that works out to 6.2 months of inventory. And if you remember, 5 to 6 months of inventory, we call it a balanced market. So we've got fairly balanced market conditions for those that are looking to sell a condo. The average sale price was $409,000, which is up quite a bit over the previous months. And what that tells me is I think we've got some higher priced condos changing hands, which is driving that average up, taking on average 66 days to sell a condo. For townhomes, we had 80 townhome sales. We've got 433 active townhome listings, which works out to 5.4 months of inventory. So again, balanced market conditions for townhomes. Average townhome price was down a little bit over last month to $471,000, and 72 days on average to sell a townhome. Single-family homes, we've got 191 single-family homes sold last month. We've got 1,153 active listings, and that works out to 6 months of inventory. So again, balanced market. $695,000 was the average single-family home price, and taking on average 62 days to sell. So I think in all property categories, especially the single-family homes, the higher-end properties, when you get into the $1 million plus stuff, has taken the biggest hit. A lot of those were being bought by Vancouver buyers, which their market is still very, very slow. But there's still a lot of properties changing hands. Interesting as well was looking at the Vancouver statistics. They're way off. Their market's way down. But we're starting to see in some of the other markets, Edmonton and Calgary, for example, that they're actually picking up a little bit. So if you remember 2014, the Edmonton and Calgary, Alberta markets, they really started to slow down. They had a lot of buyers moving to the Okanagan, and they stopped coming. But at the same time, the Vancouver market was going through a boom, and they basically made up that shortfall, and they picked up the slack and were providing lots of buyers moving to the Okanagan. So it'd be interesting to see as the Alberta markets look like they're improving. They've got a new government in place now, whether or not that jumpstarts their economy and they start coming back to the Okanagan, and that might make up the shortfall from all the Vancouver buyers. But local buyers, this is actually the best market to be moving in. We found a lot of clients, they didn't want to sell their property. Last couple years, they knew it was going to sell really quickly, and they were afraid they were going to have nowhere to go. So with balanced market conditions, there's still enough action out there where people can sell in a reasonable amount of time, still for a very good price, but the pressure's off a little bit when it comes to buy. They've got more to choose from, and we're not seeing nearly as many crazy multiple offer scenarios. So it's actually a really strong market for the locals to move in, so we're definitely seeing more of that activity happening out there these days. So we'll see where it goes. I think for the next few months here as we move through the summer, the same thing is going to remain true. I'm expecting the market to stay fairly balanced throughout the next several months anyways. We'll keep a close eye on it. We'll report back in June. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please drop me a line, leave a comment below, send me an email, and we'll talk to you very soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day.